Warriors! Crypto amendment bombshell. Is there banking fraud? We're going to find out. My name is Coach JB. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. But before we get started, Warriors, this is the time in history. This is a time in history that will never be the same. If you'd like to join our private warrior community, access to my portfolio, exit strategy, daily updates on the crypto market. Also, you get access to my 120-day challenge, how I learned how to be so disciplined in subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, health, workouts, everything. There's nothing like this program in the world. Click the link down below. You can join our private warrior academy for 90% off. 100% money back guarantee. So let's go ahead and get started, Warriors. I'm going to kick it off. It is crazy what's happening in the crypto space, and I'm going to break it down for you guys. Okay, so first of all, Janet Yellen has been lobbying against Wyden Loomis Toomey crypto amendment report. So senators have hopped to pass the bipartisan bill on Thursday night, but issued remaining unresolved around the cryptocurrency regulation. Now, we all know this is going on, right? We've been holding on to our seats, waiting to see what happens Saturday. Nothing happened Saturday. It got pushed on to Sunday. I have not heard any news yet, and I'm sure we will. And if we do today, I will update you, okay? U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has been lobbying against cryptocurrency legislation being proposed by Senator Ron Wyden and other senators as part of a bipartisan infrastructure bill, according to Washington Post. Yellen spoke with Wyden on Thursday to push back against the attempt to limit a proposal in the bill that would increase federal regulation of cryptocurrencies, according to the publication, citing two people familiar with the matter. Okay, the White House has officially supported and competing amendments sponsored by Senator Mark Warren and Ron Portman that excludes the proof of work miners from the reporting provision. So basically, in a nutshell, in the infrastructure bill, they slipped in on like page 2,347. I'm not sure if that's the exact page, don't quote me on that, but just slipped it in around the verbiage around brokerage. So basically, anybody who transacted in cryptocurrency, miners, exchanges would have to be a broker. That would change the whole game. So we had senators fighting for us, and many of us in the cryptocurrency reached out to our local senators. So let's go down the rabbit hole really quickly. And so I saw this that was sent over to me, this right here. So I don't know, you want to do your own research on this, but this is from Trust Notes. Okay, Janet Yellen accused of banking corruption. So that's what the headline says. But I'm going to show you some videos, and we're going to break down some facts, figures, numbers, logic, and allow you to make an informed decision. So let's first watch this video around Janet Yellen talking about Bitcoin.
DC conference, I spoke with Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen about Bitcoin, and she warned about what she called potential dangers.
I don't think that Bitcoin, I've said this before, is widely used as a transaction mechanism. To the extent it's used, I fear it's often for illicit finance. It's an extremely inefficient way of conducting transactions, and the amount of energy that's consumed in processing those transactions is staggering. But it is a highly speculative asset, and I think people should beware. It can be extremely volatile, and I do worry about potential losses that investors in it could suffer.
Okay, I want you to think about this for just a moment, what she said. So she's really against Bitcoin, right? Really against Bitcoin. And we know she's pushing back on this bill, right? Okay, so we know she's against Bitcoin. And this article had come out that said Janet Yellen accused of bank fraud corruption. The U.S. Treasury, Janet Yellen, has been accused of corruption due to receiving $7.2 million in speaking fees from Just Citibank and Citadel Hedge Fund. Since much of America's was locked down since 2000, those speeches are almost all Zoom calls done from her home, 7.2 million total. Okay, so I have no facts, figures, numbers, logic, except this article right here in regards to the banking fraud. But we're going to break down what we do know, okay, what we do know. Okay, so let's take a look at this right here. So Janet Yellen made millions giving speeches to Wall Street banks. This is CNN Business. She'll soon regulate, okay? So right here, Janet Yellen, President-elect Joe Biden's pick for Treasury Secretary, made more than $7 million in recent years by giving speeches to Wall Street banks, major corporations, and industry groups. The former chair of the Federal Reserve hauled in nearly $1 million alone in multiple speeches to Citigroup, according to the financial disclosure documents filed last week. Since stepping down from Fed early 2018, Yellen has also given paid speeches to other companies, including Google, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Salesforce. Okay, now two of these are all heavy in crypto, but it's common for former government officials, including Fed leaders, to make money by giving speeches that share their insight on the economy and policy. However, the disclosures of Yellen's lucrative speaking fees is awkward because she could soon be Biden's point person for the economy and finance. It confirms, if confirmed, Treasury Secretary Yellen will have enormous sway over everything from taxes, climates, to tariffs and government spending. Yellen would also chair a team of U.S. regulators that responds to emerging risk in the financial system. Okay. Bank speeches. The fact that the majority of Yellen's speeches fees were from the financial industry could raise concerns that she is too cozy with Wall Street. Yellen listed $952,000 in income from speeches to Citi, one of the nation's largest banks. She also disclosed speaking fees from PIMCO, Barclays, Citadel, BNP, USBS, Credit Suisse, ING, Standard Chartered Bank, and Citibank. So we know that this is somewhat normal, right? But the risk is now she sits with Biden, right? So now let's go a little bit deeper. So what is Janet Yellen's net worth? Now, this is from Yahoo, February 24th, 2021. It said up to 20 million, but this is what Yahoo is saying. So Janet Yellen's net worth is $16 million. Confirmed by Senate, Janet Yellen has a net worth of $16 million accrued from stock holdings, speaking engagements, and various government positions. As she takes office, she will divest holdings in corporations such as Pfizer, Conco, Phillips, AT&T. According to Celebrity Net Worth, between 2018 and 2020, Yellen earned $7 million from 50 speaking engagements. Former chair of the Federal Reserve System, serving from 2014 to 2018, Yellen has held a number of positions within the Federal Reserve under the former President Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, an undergraduate of Brown University with a PhD in economics at Yale. Yellen has taught at the prestigious universities across the world, including Harvard. To say she's connected is an understatement, okay? So we know that she's pushing back on this bill, but we're going to see why in just a moment. We can see that she's heavily vested with banks, right? And then I'm going to show you something back in 2012, her and Ben Bernanke and Janet Yellen and their portfolios. Now, it's back in 2012, but you can kind of see the theme of where she's heavily invested. Now, who is struggling the most with the cryptocurrency switch? The banks. As Jamie Dimon says, banks should be scared shitless about fintech. It's basically a modern day bank run. If the 100 trillion in the marketplace start running towards the crypto space, right? Now, the 100 trillion in the marketplace is not just the banking system. You got the stock market, you got gold and silver, precious metals, right? But as people start to move into the crypto space, as we're going to see a massive parabolic move on the back end of this year and big transition towards the blockchain, people like Janet Yellen are pushing the brakes, maybe to switch their portfolios. I'm not sure what she's doing personally, but let's look at this stuff, okay? So this is Janet Yellen on Crunchbase. So if you look at this right here, you can see her, I think these are, current jobs. So Federal Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve Board, the White House. Think about this, highly, highly connected and pushing back on the cryptocurrency because she's paid heavily by the banks, right? And this person actually serves us in our government. Just got paid $7 million and then now serves us and is pushing back on the cryptocurrency that we are building our family's future on, okay? So this is really interesting. Now, this is back in 2012 or 2015 was a document, but this is Janet Yellen's asset allocation as of 2012. So you can see, she's still heavily weighted in the stock market. And this is the breakdown of 2012. Now, this was a document. Let me show you this really quickly. Where we're on page 7 and 9. So this document is the Ben Bernanke and Janet Yellen investment portfolio. So if you type that in, it'll pop up. Okay. It says right here, it says, I never attempt to make money on the stock market. I buy the assumption that they could close the market the next day and not reopen it for 5 years. That's Warren Buffett. Okay. So this is Ben Bernanke and then Janet Yellen's portfolios. Okay. So let me break this down for you really quickly. I had this all lined out. Okay, so if we look at this, that's Ben Bernanke. If you look at Janet Yellen, this is the weighting of her accounts values in thousands. Now, this is back in, I think, 2012 was the actual weighting. So if you look at, she's heavily weighted in equity holdings. Her stocks would be next, so bond funds and cash. So she's, with the looks of this, she's very cash. She has very little cash. Like, that's how I operate, right? Most of mine is in assets, which is cryptocurrency and silver. And then I'm transitioning into buying corporations. Okay. I'm going to be leveraging outside of the US dollar, but it looks like she's doing the same thing based on her portfolio. So her number one equity fund, this is back in 2012, just to be very clear, Vanguard Tax Management Growth Income Fund. That's 34% of her portfolio. So if you take a look right here, so the biggest thing of her portfolio would be total equity funds. Total stocks is 2%. Total bond funds, 29%. Total cash equivalents is 5%. And total annuity funds is a small percentage of 2%. So you can see she's heavily weighted in the equity funds and total bond funds. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention, Warriors, and share with you. This is so amazing to see what's happening. We are history in the making. So I want you to think about this for just a moment. If they didn't think that cryptocurrency was such a threat to the financial system, why would they be pushing so hard on it? Why would they be pushing so hard at it? Why would all these large banks like Bank of America be hooked up with Ripple? Why would Chase Bank create their own cryptocurrency, the JPM coin, their own blockchain? Think about this. Why are so many large, massive institutions connecting with Ripple all over the world? Why are some of the largest corporations stacking an asset like Bitcoin? Okay, think about this, Warriors. This is a time in history that you will never get back, And as Janet Yellen said, it is a speculative asset because there's not enough adoption yet. It's a very immature market. That's the scary part about it. The exciting part about it is a very immature market. So you're literally at the bottom of a wave. So the number one thing I say, don't ever invest anything you can't afford to lose. Number two is find new resources for money to invest. So what I suggest to people is go drive Uber, do some Postmates. I suggested, go drive some Postmates, make $25 a night. That's about $725 or $750 a month. If you were to invest that throwaway money that you would have wasted anyways, okay, you put that money into a speculative asset and just hold it, set it and forget it. I'm a fundamental investor. I have a long-term portfolio, and I'm exiting 50% of the market, which is in our Warrior Academy. You can access my exact exit strategy. You can fill your own exactly like I have mine, or you can modify it. It's an Excel spreadsheet that you fill out. You get to download yourself. Basically, I'm exiting 50% of the market by October if it goes the way I think it's going to go. As I exit, I'm going into precious metals. I'm staking my cryptocurrency into a stable coin to earn passive income. And I'm also getting into buying corporations. And so that's what I'm going through right now. I'm going through my own mentor program. And so I plan on building generational wealth for my family. And there's never been a time like this in history because there's two things that are happening. We have a brand new asset class that's very speculative and has the opportunity for massive growth and massive price appreciation, which will stabilize in about the 5 to 10 years, right? Which will be normal like the stock market. So we'll never have price appreciation like this again in history, in my opinion. You've seen what Bitcoin's done over the last 10 years. Number two is there's a biggest shift in generational wealth happening. It's not just in the crypto space. You have thousands and thousands and thousands of baby boomers that are retiring who have run very successful businesses. And so that's what I'm learning is what is happening within the baby boomer space and how that wealth is going to transfer down. And it's not just cryptocurrency, Warriors. So there's a lot to learn, and that's what we teach in our Warrior Academy. We have the wealth building strategy. We have the day-to-day operation cryptocurrency. So if you really get in the academy and engage yourself and you're not looking for the magic pill to get rich quick, this is a community for you. So click the link down below, join our private Warrior Academy, join our free Discord, join our free Facebook group. Warriors, we have everything you need to be successful. Also check out my podcast, the Coach JB Podcast. Follow me on Instagram. I only have one Instagram account. You can click down below and find my Instagram account. I do not message people to invest money. I'm not an investor. I do not invest people's money. I very rarely message people on Instagram anymore just because of the so many fraudsters out there. If I message you back, I do a video message. So if you get a written message, it is probably not me, and I will not ask you how your portfolio is doing on Instagram. And also watch out for scammers in our comments down below on TikTok as well. We do not invest people's money. We have an education platform, which is down below in the description. I love you guys. Appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.